There we go. Hello, everyone. The truth about proof. We talked about it yesterday in the first episode of our new podcast, Higher States Solutions. And yeah, my name is Jarne, Healing Magic 27, and Roger Burnley is with me. Hey, Roger.
Hey
What's
there.
happening? It's early in the
Good
morning, is
morning
it?
to you.
Yes,
I'm awake now.
that's good. For me, it's 11:42 p.m. So it's a little bit later. Or earlier, however we want to look at it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I see you're still tired. So what did you channeled in this morning that is related to the topic?
It's kind of perfect because when we left off yesterday, we were going to say, oh, let's talk about proof and all of that. And so then last night I looked at, oh, what's the message I'm supposed to use today? This is not
Hmm.
going to make a lot of sense, but anyway, we all come into the world and develop in different ways, and it's all through our consciousness, our mindsets, and
Yeah.
we each will develop that in different ways. But consciousness, everyone has. I just started in a very different way of receiving information, and a lot of times it was when you're receiving universal consciousness, it's always before something happens. It's
Hmm.
always before the event shows up in the world, and that's
Yeah.
what I was doing. So when I looked at, but this was very different in this particular time in our world, because I was told, I was given information, because it was going to be stressful in our world, and we've all experienced it. We're still
Yeah,
moving
we
through
did.
it.
Yeah.
But when we understand everything is energy, and we all have it, and we all came with something to give that is energetic, because when we give our gift, I'm talking about, because every single person has it. And
Hmm.
when we are doing that and not judging ourselves, then we are putting an energy into the world that causes change, not only in our lives, but also in the world, because we are a collective experience.
And it's a different energy that we put out when we leave the stress behind, right?
Right.
I mean, it's a challenge to live stress-free. It definitely is, and I still have to remind myself when new things are coming up. And if it's
Mhm.
although I'm relaxed, but sometimes thought patterns kick in, and I had to take 3 hours today just for myself and to go out and to walk, right? To sit on the grass in front of a tree to just relax because of I had peace for 3 days, and then things changed in an instant. And I started feeling emotions from other people and that haven't been mine. And I got, yeah, was infused or had them infused into my system somehow. And then I just chose me and chose to just allow myself to work with that energy in a way that I said, okay, wow, contemplation
Mhm.
time, right? Why do I attract those energies firsthand? So I had to kind of find the proof within myself, right? That I'm okay, that it's not about me, but I do had to honor myself as well. It's been
And
an
so
interesting day.
so then you also offered more proof. So you went down and you took care of yourself, and you went into your consciousness, and you shifted it so you could handle and shift in your environment that had just occurred. That's what you did. And
Yeah,
that was using that consciousness and your intuition that said, oh, I need to go and take care of myself. Right.
exactly. And self-care, a big one for me in the last few days, that I become aware of. Really, I listened to, no, I'd say I'm like the medical intuition that we do have about ourselves, right? I think we all have the
Hmm.
gift of being intuitive about our own health, and then
Hmm.
finding out the answers by going within and finding out. And like I choose now more and more to really take care of myself first and
Hmm.
to set those energetic, yeah, boundaries that I need to have to do what I want to do. Right? It takes definitely courage, but this is for us to choose to prove ourselves that we are on a path, right? And that we really want to develop and to grow as well. And then we do have to make certain decisions.
This is perfect, because now you're leading right into the message that came up for today. This is just what happens. And the title of the message,
I just love it, Roger. We're going to do like, yes, it's so great.
in the,
Thanks.
the title of the message was, "You will always underestimate yourself."
Mm-hmm.
And that's for everyone. We will,
It's
because
crazy,
it's,
bro.
when we come
Yeah.
into the world, we don't know what we can do. And there's no limit to what we can do as
Yeah.
individuals, or as the planet for that matter. And so we have to keep moving in the direction of attempting to do something to see and figure out what results are we getting. Why do, I don't know if you want to share the message now.
Sure. Do you want me to hook it up?
Yeah, if you can share your screen, and then if you go to the site, any advice for today, you can just share your screen and people can see it. Because this is what happens for me. I'm just going to explain
Yeah, sure.
what has gone on, especially the last several years. Now, what I'd always done before was just, I would just sit and get my messages every morning. But then in 2021, about there, it began to change, because that's when it was very clear to me that the information that I received in 2012 would help us all during this time. That was the thing
Mm.
that was really challenging for me to accept, because I underestimate myself in terms of my ability to receive and translate this information, just like other people underestimate themselves about what they're going to do. We all do the same thing.
It's so cool. Before I have it, before I
Uh,
share the screen, there's the story when I was a child. It's hard to say how old I've been, but I was having those thoughts that I want to do things as Jesus did, right? I wanted
mhm,
to impact the world as he did. And I had visions for me
mhm,
healing the blind. I had visions for me healing the people who can't walk. Like I saw this through kind of as a vision behind my eyes.
mhm.
And then I looked at him and I'm like, wow, that's kind of a lot to say for me. It's like, I don't know which class, I think third grade, second grade school or something like that. And I'm like, who am I to say that I'm capable of doing things like, so yeah, I limited myself. The egoic part limited, put
You're
the limit on. But though my higher self, or like my true self, the essence always has been like that. And I always wanted to contribute. So there's
what
the game that we
no
have to become aware
no
of.
what you just said. That's, I'm so glad you said it, because those are the words that most people have felt at some
Hmm.
point in their lives, but they won't
Yeah,
say the words. Why are we talked out of saying that we had that vision, that we were going to make a difference, and that we had some ability that Jesus had? Why can't we hold that? Do you know? And
exactly. And we do
anyway,
have
so
that. So many
yeah,
of us, right? So many of us have that. So it's beautiful. So what I'm going to do now is to share the screen. Do you want me to read it or do you want to
I
read it
want you to
yourself?
read it. Yes. It's always
Okay.
so much better when someone else reads it.
Roger likes when I'm reading this because he is busy with this for a few years. Um, and yeah, usually he is reading those messages to the people. All right, July 14th, 2023. You will always underestimate yourself. When you come onto the physical plane, you never know what you can accomplish until you attempt to do so. Many of your attempts have been successful and some have not. All of them were essential for your expansion and that of your world. Many of you have missed the importance of your contribution, and your acceptance of this at this time in your life and world has never been more vital. We gave you a message on this date in 2012, and it will aid you today and alert you to what we want more of you to accept during your live conversation on Monday. You and your planet will have grand opportunity for expansion if you receive your gift. So there is a live channeling session on Monday, everyone. So you can check out the link. Or you can just go on rogerburnley.com actually and register. Easiest fix you see up here, live channeling sessions. July 14th, 2012. It is not possible for you to measure your own contribution. In other words, what you desire to contribute to your world at large is already known to you. So you will also tend to take it for granted. What is natural to you may offer tremendous benefit to another precisely as you intended. Each and every soul comes to the earth plane with their own unique gift, as do you. When you attempt to measure or judge your own contribution, Your own estimation of that gift will not necessarily be felt by you, so it becomes a futile exercise for you to do so. Simply give the gift. Wilhelm, this is cool. Simply give the gift. It's a nice ending. I love that message. I really, really do love it. Simple, very
And
short,
and for
very
me,
precise, deep.
it's really because I don't remember when I'm writing them, I don't remember them, from years ago. And just like when I don't remember when I'm doing a live channeling session. And that's what I want most other people to understand. We have different levels of consciousness that we are accessing at different times or different periods in our lives, however long, whenever we're alive. There's always more. And that's why that first part of that, you will always underestimate yourself because we're eternal spirits. So there's always more we can do.
And we're seeking growth.
Mm.
Expansion is what we want. And there's so much more to learn. I mean, every single human being has experienced something different, has a new perspective. And this alone gives you a small measurement of what you can learn or who you can learn from, and then look at the entire universe, right? So who knows what is beyond? It's very, very interesting.
And the other part of that message, which there's always an element in there that's speaking directly to me,
Mm,
as it's doing to everyone. But the very last line, simply give the gift, because I wasn't going to do that, because
mm.
we hold back, because we're judging ourselves. Or is this really a gift? Is it going to be worth anything? That's what
Bro,
happens.
exactly. And I always wanted to speak, right? When I had the vision as a child, I saw myself traveling and speaking mainly and inspiring people. This is how I saw it. And I had the vision again of a podcast as well, like 2 years ago
Mm.
or something like that. And now I started three podcasts at the same time, basically, at a similar distance, and all very beautiful. And I just love it, right? It fuels me up because now I can share what I always wanted to share. And this is something that we have to acknowledge. The message says it. It is always with you what you want to give.
And this is another perfect example, because in the group last night, you weren't there because you had gone already. Julie came in
Yeah, cool.
and spoke about the meditation,
Yeah,
that session, and how transformational it was, and how and how
there you
wonderful it
go.
was. She was just as
Awesome.
Tanya had said earlier as well. And
Yeah,
again, you gave the gift, but you couldn't have known that
yeah.
it was going to impact someone else later. We all do that when we decide to honor who we are. And that's the part that
It
is
is
always the process.
so beautiful. And I felt that. I mean, I had the meditation with the two girls or two ladies, two women.
Mhm.
Wow, right? I felt it was very beautiful. It was very deep. Like and we reached that place in 10 to 15 minutes of meditating together and doing some chakra work and connecting to the higher self. Beautiful, easy, and great. I'm happy to hear that. I'm looking forward talking to her again. Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome. And this is again it. Like this then is the proof that I do receive from someone else for the gift that I
exactly.
do have with the voice, with channeling those meditations. Basically, every time it's a little bit different and it's just beautiful. And everyone has a gift.
I had another example the other night. I talked about it in a video I did, but when
Yeah.
I received an email from a client who said, I need to pay you more money.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I've never received an email like that. I don't think in my career, but
Sure. Sure. Hear my
but it was
details.
again this
Yeah.
perfect example
Mm-hmm.
that, and it didn't matter to me. I had given her this client a special rate that she's had for a while. And so and when I give someone that kind of thing, I don't change it. If I say this is your rate, you're going to keep it. And so anyway, but she was talking about the fact that everything had changed for her. So much was expanded. Her business was expanded. And then she
Oh
said the
yeah.
best line ever. She goes, I want to struggle a little more. She wanted to pay me more money so she could struggle, because she knew that would motivate her to do more.
This is so good
Yeah.
because we get what we like. People, we invest, right? We do invest,
Mhm.
and people show up differently if they invest more.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah. And
yeah.
that's what, and she knows that. And that was probably the best part of her email, was to hear, was her to make that statement, because I mean, she has this awareness that and people will do it in different ways. We don't always need to use money. I've used money a lot of times in my life to do that, but we have something that causes us to feel a bit uncomfortable. And
Mm-hmm.
then it causes us to make the next step into who we are. That's always about our consciousness. And so when we do that, then we get the gift.
The reward, the gift. Yeah,
Yes.
it's beautiful. And I mean, she sees it and she has like, she is, it just comes into her awareness.
Mhm.
And she, therefore, again, she kind of proves herself that it is money, it is an energy exchange. And
She knows it. Yeah.
it's
She's
about the
aware.
value that she gives or that she gets and gives. It's again the equal exchange of energy. That's a great
And I have,
summary. Wow.
and let me talk about the money aspect of that too, because we all have our different attachments to money, to the
Yeah.
energy of money, for various reasons. And a lot of those things are going to come up during this transition in our world. And we're seeing it right now. Actually, we're experiencing it right now, because this change has never happened on our planet. And so, and we're creating new things. We have all seen it, even with
And we
the
feel it.
AI.
Like
Yes.
we feel it. Everyone has to look at it right now. Things come up.
Right. And so now
Yeah.
what's going on here in the US is that we have a strike happening from the Writers Guild and from all the actors and all that. This hasn't happened in 63 years that this is happening. And it's
Oh,
because we're
interesting
trying to,
number. Yeah.
yeah,
Cool.
how do we figure out how do we move forward? How do we make things more equitable for all? How do we control our
Mm-hmm.
developing technology so that people don't lose work, or that we all share equally? But this is the theme of this entire movement in our planet, which my Wilhelm called it a restructuring. And we're going to see it in every industry and every business. We're going to see it in our politics. We're going to move through that. And it's going to be, and again, this is a global thing that's happening.
I mean, into news, right? The first thing that came up for me, I'm like, I'm a little bit different. I don't
Mhm,
watch the news. I don't read that stuff.
mhm,
It's because I know also that I'm just not called to. It's not that I don't
mhm,
want to know about it, but I don't have to
mhm. And
watch it.
that's
Yeah.
no, that's perfect, because everyone will work with that. We're going to all feel the
Hmm,
energy of the changes, no matter what, whether you see
exactly.
anything or not.
And on our unique way,
Right.
which is
And
great.
so and the contribution that each person makes is about the energy. And so if people who, and this has come through in the Wilhelm sessions too,
Mm-hmm.
if it makes you uncomfortable to watch the news, then don't do it, because you're not contributing the kind of energy that would
Yeah,
be helpful in the
yeah.
transition. And then other people get motivated when they watch it, because they see something they want to shift or change.
I like that. And this is with everything as well, right? Like
Mhm,
I'm moving away now from conversations that I just don't want to have.
mhm, mhm,
Because it's not motivating me, right? I have learned certain things and now it's just time, depending on where I focus on and where I place my energy, it's for me very important. And news have never been interesting for me.
mhm.
It just didn't.
And again, this is the place that each person, and this is what Wilhelm always says, is that we um, try to measure what we are doing in the world, instead of how we're feeling with
Mm,
what we're doing. You know, we could go
yeah.
out
Oh, this is
and
great. Yeah.
and some people can go out and maybe protest about something that they see, and that gives them a feeling of contribution, which is a higher level of energy. That's what they feel is
Hmm.
important in this particular lifetime for them. Others, because they're not hating, they're just saying this is important and it does something to my heart.
It
Now if we're
motivates
going
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Now,
good.
if we have some sort of other intent, then we have a different result in terms
Hmm.
of the intention of what we're in. Everything is about intention, by the way. The
Oh,
intent of
wow.
what we're trying to do. Yeah, yeah.
Wow. I mean, this goes deep, and I hope everyone listens. It is about the intention. I mean, this is a whole nother thing. Like the next conversation will be about power. We already said it
Oh,
is,
and all this
and
is
then
good. Yes, because that'll
intention
be
will be
with it.
another one,
Yes,
right?
yes, 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 yes,
Like,
yes, yes.
I mean, to go to the motivation part, which is important. What I want to share is like whatever motivates you is what you should do, right? Like some people they fuel themselves from watching news and they
Mm,
transform that stuff into positivity, into drive, into getting things done because they want to change it. And it's
mm,
great and I love it if that's their path. Like thanks for
mm.
doing it so I don't have to do it. So
I love it. That's exactly it.
thank
Yes.
you. Like just let's like and I measure my success differently, right? So and like we all contribute what I think the word contribution came into the and it
Mm,
was in the message as
message.
well,
Yeah,
that like we all contribute what we came here for to contribute. We just
right.
have to choose it. We just have to allow ourselves to be, right? And this to be, this is the proof on its own. It's so that I have to go out there and I have to prove anyone else anything. I just have to do it for myself, for my evolution as soul, as individual in this body, and just to keep doing what I love, right? And I like to say it, do what you love and love what you do. If you don't do what you love and you don't love what you do, why are you doing it?
Let's talk about that one.
Yeah.
Because I'm glad you brought it up because a lot of people are having difficulty with that one
Mm-hmm.
because they're waking up to something that's new to them or they hadn't experienced
Oh yeah,
before and
something
they're
new.
recognizing that they're not in where a place they
Mm-hmm.
wanted to be. And so I always want
I've
them
been
to
there.
understand, all of us understand that we have generational patterns, and especially at this time in our world, this
Mm-hmm.
big change. We all have our DNA is connected to everything that came before. And so those generational patterns you can think of as our lineage will have limitations and restrictions in them that were old, that we're meant to let go or move through or overcome during this particular time. And so it's going to be different for each person. And when we understand that when you see that you discover that you're in the wrong place or you didn't do the correct thing, well, okay, you were programmed to do something else from before, but now you can program something new, which is what we're
Yes.
all meant to do and what the world is attempting to do now.
Which brings us back to restructuring.
Yes.
This is I just love that word as well, what your guides are came up with and what they like to use, the restructuring. And this
Mm,
is we build, right? We destroy and we build, we recreate.
right.
And like we're just learning out of what doesn't longer serves us or what hasn't never served us or
Mm,
whatever out of the experiences. And the moment that we restructure our life the way that we wanted with the right intention, right?
mhm,
Intentionally. I have a great friend like Donna Martin. She's been on my higher state show on the podcast, and we talked about mindset and self-awareness, like dynamic conversation. And she like helps business owners to intentionally design and create their best life,
mhm.
right? Again, the intention of how do you want to design your life? Like just sit with that question. It is so crucial. Like to like what is my intention when I'm speaking with my family members, when I'm having a discussion? Am I intending to find a solution? Am I intending to dial in on the problem that we already know about and we kind of haven't quite figured it out yet? Some people they just go on problem and problem and problem, and they're not looking for finding the right solutions. They just keep again proving the problem and talking about the symptoms, though the
Right.
cause is
Because
not quite yet seen.
that's because their mindsets have been programmed previously and they're
Yeah.
not completely aware of it, or they're not
Mhm.
aware of how to shift it. And this is why I do everything that I do, because I wasn't aware. I didn't know, but
And
my
it calls your last development program,
mhm,
which is a statement,
mhm,
and it's worth the price. And it's insane. Even if you look at the 3 month, like what we're creating, like, I mean, the 3 month of this program will be, I mean, the month already is transformation. And then for the people who dialed in earlier, they have the month and they have the 3 month.
right.
This is awesome. And you don't have to do many different programs because
Mhm.
Roger has experienced 40 years of development
But
and
that's
just blazed
again,
it
that
together.
is something that it was challenging for me to accept. So it's
Yeah.
challenging for other people to. Everyone has this difficulty, but
Mhm.
I will say, and this is why I told people, I know what people can do. I was talking about this last night. I know what everyone can accomplish because I've done so much of it. Now,
Yeah.
there's still more that I can do, but I do know that people can move over the everyday mundane problems and experiences that they're having if they put in the effort, if they do the work, because it's all about changing your consciousness, understanding you've been programmed to something less than
Yeah.
what you could do. And now put something in. This is all pure science. Put something in that's going to change things. But because sometimes they've been so long in this other
Mhm.
programming, they can't even believe that is possible. They can't believe, even though I can talk about all the things that this work has done for me, it's hard, some difficult for people to believe that when they have not experienced any kind of relief in their lives, when they've not
Oh,
experienced the kind of
wow.
abundance they want to have, or
It's the
love, and that's
solution
just told.
for many, right? It's the
Mhm,
solution for many people, but also for many things in life that people have difficulties with. And this is so beautiful. I mean, it's a solution, right?
mhm,
Higher state solutions and reaching higher
mhm,
states. It is really about leveling up and finding the thing that resonates with you and just becoming who you're meant to be,
mhm.
right? No need to
This
change you a lot. It is, you just have to be. It's
that's
as
so funny.
simple.
I went back in my notes. You said, I found that right around 2012, and I was knowing that something was happening. And I said, and an agent, a publisher came to me. They wanted to do a book on it. And I
Yeah,
was coming up with the title, and I said, and I was becoming you. That's what,
becoming you. Yeah, it's restructuring.
that's,
It's remembering, right? It's
yeah,
just it's
that's what
being.
we're doing.
It is interesting. And the more I went on the healing journey, and really every day I do keep remembering things.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
It's watching my childhood photos and remembering how I felt back then. Right? It's awesome. It is so great. It is just like, yeah, we're all here, becoming more and more aware of who we are. And energetically, we are all feeling it. We all have to look at it now. Yeah.
Great.
Awesome.
Okay.
It's great. It's a good timing. So we're coming to an end. We will talk about power.
Mhm.
Power next week. Oh, not next week, next episode, whenever we will
Like,
go for
right,
it.
whenever we do it, and we'll
Exactly.
just leave off at that no one knows how much they have, and we're gonna that's a kind of a teaser.
No one knows how much they have. And we will talk
Right.
about power. So you kind of
Yes.
can guess of what you don't know how much you have.
Sure.
To keep it a little bit more of a what does he say?
Yes.
Cool.
Oh,
Thank
they'll
you,
get it.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank
So
you. All right.
people can find you at rogerburnley.com.
Correct.
I check out your last development program, what's the testimony. It's come to the live channeling session in just a few days' time. The new moon is going to
Right.
be very beautiful. I will
Yeah.
lead and guide with the meditation at the beginning. So we're all set up. And then, yeah, I'm looking forward to life. I'm looking forward to life. Yes. Join Higher States channel on Telegram, YouTube, and Instagram. There is my name, Healing Magic 27. Thanks for watching. Just do what you love and love what you do. I think I'll leave it with that. Ciao, ciao.
Okay. Great.
Awesome.